I am not thought. You are not thought. We are not thought. I tried. I tried to say the words in the way that I know you wanted to hear them, but then I realized they weren't my words at all. Rather, the words that your ears appreciate more than my thoughts or my heart or my hurt. So you want to relate. So I'm supposed to spit something about niggas, facts, but that's not my life. Calling someone that hoe over there has become ordinary conversation. Learning last names has become secondary to having relations. See, save your people and rock this nation because language defines us. And our actions, they do too, but ultimately, we define each other. So my mama always told me it ain't what they call you, it's what you answer to. Being a bitter woman has somehow become the new independent woman, and having a job and a house and a car is obsolete, even though there's some stuff you supposed to do. Now, what's the part I messed up on last week? For every woman who's responsible, there's another who's not. Ain't nothing wrong with being free, but for every woman who is, there's another who's thoughts. See, thoughts gave good old fashioned hoes like us a bad name. And I ain't judging mistakes made because Lord knows I have a closet, but can't learn from what you don't let go of. I'm writing a different story. One that doesn't paint me as a victim or glorify thoughtdom or is even easy to come by. My story says I have a voice. I have a choice. I don't have to be who you say I am because my creator has already defined me. So that 2 cents won't be necessary, but thank you for motivating me, hater. My story says I have a voice that I don't have to sound like you for people to listen to me, even if you won't. Even if you don't understand the words that are coming out of my mouth and into your ears, just know that your ears has nothing on this experience. This is my story, and I'm going to tell it. So read it, like it, hate it, buy it, or no, it's going to get told. And as my life chapters continue to unfold, I will forever write about how I am not thought. You are not thought. We are not thought. I got through it. I got through it, y'all. My mic sounds nice. Welcome to the Queen Network. We made it, y'all. I deserve that there. We made it. Oh, it snaps in the stew. Live snaps in the stew. Gotta give me some. Give me some. All right. Welcome to the Queen Network. I am your host, Queen Fierce, and we are live right here in the A Radio studio. A great big welcome to you. Happy New Year again and again and again and again until it feels happy to you. It's a happy new year. It is a new decade, y'all. I was saying this earlier today. I said this on the 9th day of the year, and it is now the 15th day of the year. That means we are halfway through the first month of 2020, halfway through the first month of the new decade. And I feel like I'm behind. Why do I feel like that? Because I lived a whole lifetime in the last 15 days. I feel like it's the middle of March already. That's how I feel. People be thinking it's a game. Y'all think it's a game. It's not. I feel like I lived a whole entire lifetime. I done died and came back again, child. It's a new life. Every single day I wake up, it's a brand new life. So, but I'm here. All I can say is thank the good Lord that I'm here because I ain't had to be here. Y'all know that stuff was crazy. And every day, you know what it is? I realized what it is, and we're probably going to get more into this conversation later because I haven't even fully introduced the show yet. But I have to say this out loud. as last year, 2019 was rounding out, I knew and I prayed for um, exponential growth. I wanted to experience growth in a way that I never experienced before. And I didn't know what that looked like. And I'm learning that this is what it looks like because it is some things that is just happening to me that is like, are you serious? Is anybody serious about anything that's going on right now to me? And you won't even know because I'm not. What I'm gonna do? Tell you about it? What you gonna do? Fix it? So I'm just over here. I'm living this life. I'm doing all right for myself. Don't get it twisted or messed up. Don't do that. I'm doing all right for myself. But Lord have mercy. I came to that revelation yesterday. I was like, oh, this must be that growth thing that I was talking about with God. Because I was just like, what? So I did. I actually said it out loud to the first time this morning when I was talking to Queen Tamara, and we had a conversation this morning because I've been going back to, and this has been a large part of the evolution, that whole idea of ego versus self, like allowing yourself to operate in your ego or your human self versus your spirit or your higher self. So with each interaction and each occasion, each event, especially in the last 15 to 16 days, I have been asking myself, is this ego or spirit? And what would my higher self do? Hmm. Okay. So yeah, so I feel like you always want to go through that ego part first. Like I've always called that my human self. So I feel like it's just part of being healthy to allow yourself to go through your human emotions, but quickly realize that all this stuff is temporary. I had another revelation this week that, and I this is what makes God so funny. Um, yeah, why would all this stuff around us, this temporary stuff, this very human and physical stuff, be able to affect our spirits in, in this way? Like we are spiritual beings, we're higher beings, but all these occurrences, events, good, bad, and different, happening around us affect our spirits. And the only thing I can say about that is that that's the growth part. Like these things are placed in your path to see how you are going to manage your spirit. Oh my God, I'm growing while we're on the air. Do y'all see it happening? Okay, so welcome to the Queen Network, where we what? Celebrate, educate, motivate, and elevate the everyday queen. That is you, and that is me. I say this every time. This is not just my platform, this is our platform. So if you or someone you know should be right here on the throne to the left of me, make sure you hit me up because I love meeting new queens in the stew. And I love catching up with old queens like I'm going to do today. So I'm Queen Fierce. Make sure that you are following me on social media. It is Queen PHIERCE on Instagram and Facebook, Miss Fierce on Twitter, or shoot me an email, queenfierce@gmail.com, or my personal favorite, just go on ahead and slide in my DMs because I like that. Okay, we are connecting queens consciously. Did y'all see that new flyer though? I'm not messing with you, Philly. Because every time you say you need a new flyer, I'll be like, all right, send me a picture. You never gave me a picture. But I don't take pictures. Well, I guess I got to do Philly's flyer with no picture. That's a challenge. I'll figure it out. Would you like a flyer without your picture on it? Okay. All right. Something new for me. I don't know if y'all peeps, but I'm a lightweight digital artist now. Lightweight. Listen, trying something new for the 20. So if you need these digital flyers done, $40. Listen. Oh, is that? I mean, intro offer. Listen, yeah, I'm just trying to give. I'm just trying to give y'all something to look at, be all professional and stuff like that. Cause I know y'all be listening and be trying to catch up and Queen Network, and I'll be sharing. And I want things to look nice. I want everybody to look nice and everything look nice. Philly, how you feeling, Philly?
I'm feeling good, Queen. How are you?
Oh, feeling all right with myself. Yo, Philly be so geeked when she be having stuff like hooked up the right way. She was like, "Watch this." Feeling good, Queen. Cheers to you, Philly. Cheers to you. I appreciate Philly. Philly is here every single time that I need her. She is the CEO and chief engineer here at A Radio. And without her, there would be no Queen Network. What would we do? I don't know. I don't know. Drink this wine from my couch, probably. But cheers to Philly. Thank you so much. We appreciate and love you here at the Queen Network. The Queen Network also wants to give a great big shout out to their sponsor. I love talking about myself as if I'm more than one person. However, it really is just me. So anytime you hear me say we, it's all of us in here. It's myself collectively who want to express gratitude and thanks through this one being that you happen to be interacting with. So we at the Queen Network would like to give a great big shout out to our sponsor, New Voices for Reproductive Justice. They are based in Pittsburgh. They are an organization who fights for repro justice, the reproductive rights of brown women and girls. And so I'm so thankful for them and so grateful that we have been connected for almost a year now. Y'all think my energy is dope? You got to meet the founder and CEO there, Latasha D. Mays. Her energy is on fire and she has such a passion for repro justice and what it means for our community. So if you would like more information or you want to volunteer or donate, they do have a Philadelphia office. You can get that information at www.newvoicespittsburgh.org, or you can follow them on Instagram at New Voices, the number 4RJ. New Voices, the number 4RJ. Thank you, New Voices. We love you. We love you. Okay. Wait. Oh yeah, and Philly loves you too. All of A Radio loves you, really. I mean, and Philadelphia. I'm sure Philadelphia loves you because you're here and you have an office here in Philadelphia. And we, including myself, love you. Not today. So if you guys tuned in last week, you know that I had a little contest going on. It was my, not my first little contest, but I was hyped because I was like, I feel like giving something away. And I be wanting y'all to, tune in and tell your friends and stuff. And I did the little promo thing on Instagram and everything. And so some people did participate. And I wanted to announce the winner. I haven't even contacted her yet. So if she's not watching, then I'm just going to text her after this. but I wanted to give my angel Amore a great big shout out, and she won the hardest tea, guys, the official Queen Fierce gear. This always happens to me. Where is the thing? Okay. Because I'm old. I can't handle the technology. There you go. The official hardest tea. Come on. Make us look good. The official hardest tea. You won, Angel Baby. I will be bringing you your shirt, if not tomorrow, sometime next week. She's a artist, and I'm a poet, and you didn't know it. Okay, so thanks for playing, and stay tuned to the Queen Network for more giveaways. Because you just never know what I have up my sleeve. Sometimes I just feel like giving stuff away. I do. I gave away a shirt today to Philly just now before we got on air. Hmm. So you just never know, do you? But you got to work for this. Y'all think I got stuff to throw away? No, I want to give away some things. I got stuff to give away. Want to give a great big congratulations to the cast of the Perceptions web series. Perceptions debuted this weekend on January 11th, and I was able to go to the watch party. If you didn't catch my shenanigans, just slide on over to the Insta because yeah, but we had a great time, and I'm just super super proud of them. So big shout out to Aisha J and Cashmere from Ebony Lenses and Punky and Danny and just so many people. I was like, I know I said Reek. Who played Bryce? Karan. A Radio's own Karan was in it. Reek. So many people. I was like, oh my gosh. And if you peep our last Queen Network of 2019, we actually had the cast of, well, the queens of Perceptions here live in the studio. So make sure you check back that replay. But Perceptions airs every Sunday. They debuted on a Saturday, but every Sunday at 8 p.m. the new episode comes out, and I believe there are 8 episodes. So super proud of you guys. Keep up the great work, and I'm looking forward to next Sunday. Um, Thank you to everybody who is hopping on. We got it's Ronita bitches. I just love saying her name like that. Or Nita, that's a name for her. She is live on our YouTube. Thank you so much for checking in with us. And Takia Avery, thank you so much for checking in with us live on the Queen Network. Tune in again and again. In just a second, I'll see who's over on our Facebook Live. Oh, speaking of January 11th, it was actually the 1 year anniversary of when I released my first solo project, My Third Love. So, oh, period. She said that's what the look, they make me bet. Listen, wait until we talk to these queens because they make me feel like I'm like the head queen honcho. I'm like, I'm just a old dusty queen. And then the dance like, oh my God, energy is so dope. And I'm like, I'm just regular. But yeah, so congratulations to me, y'all, because like I couldn't count all the stuff that I didn't do or wanted to do last year, but the fact of the matter is I did do some stuff. So yeah. I released a book last year. Okay. Okay. I can't do it. They had my back. They had my back. Wait, are you on? She's on. Okay, they had my back because I didn't have that going on. But yeah, that's what I meant. That is what I meant right there. So if you don't have My Third Love, it is still available on Amazon. You could easily search My Third Love. Love is spelled Luv. You could search Seisha Cherie or Queen Fierce and it'll all pop up. And I also have them in hard copy. So I got those later in the year, I think around May. But yeah, so the hard copies are just $10. So if you're a paper person and you want to feel it in your hands, I got that going on. If you're a digital person, you can go straight to Amazon. If you want a copy, you can just, slide in my DMs. Y'all make me giggle and y'all don't even say anything. Okay. Oh, we got a couple comments on the Facebook. On the Facebook, Adrian. Oh, and Clarissa hopped in. Thank you guys so much for tuning in because we are about to get into it. Let me just make sure my volume is down here because y'all know how I do. Yes, Adrian with the love. Come on, hearts. Bring me them hearts. Bring me them hearts. You can't show me stuff like that because I'm going to just keep going. Bring me them hearts. Yes, now I'm hyped because Adrian is watching and she gave me all the hearts. Don't y'all worry your pretty little head. Oh, now my computer's shutting down. Yeah. Child, she's drinking the wine, y'all. Watch out because we ain't even get to the interview yet. We ain't even get to the interview yet. I need my computer plugged in. Philly will do it for me when she gets back. But yeah, so I could be ready for y'all because Adrian dropping them hearts. We got people lined up on the YouTube. They want to hear what Queen Erica has to say today. So I'm so excited that Queen Erica can join us in the stew today. Hey, girl.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm great.
Can you tell she's excited to be here? I don't know if you could tell, but I can. I was pulling up, right? So she had texted me just a few minutes like before I pulled up, and she was like, "Hey, are you here?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm just about to come up," right? So I'm like taking my sweet time, not really, but getting my life together before I gotta getting the kids out the car and I get out the car. They like, is it her? It's her. That's her, y'all. And I was like, it's me.
Hey, Queen in charge.
It's me. Hey, y'all. So if I wasn't ready, I got ready. I'm tell you that right now. And sister is in the building and she be just as lit, y'all. We're gonna have sister on one day too. She came in like, yeah, I do locks. I was like, all right, I guess I need my locks done there. I don't know. So welcome, Queen Erica, everybody. So happy to have you here.
I'm so happy to be
in the stew today. Listen, ever since so I can't remember exactly when you came. I know you came for the anniversary back in June.
Mm-hmm.
But before that, maybe it was it May? May has been May or April.
It could have been like May or April.
Because I think we had just met
Mm-hmm.
around the time that we were coming up on the anniversary. And so when I had you in then, you had just dropped your book, The Untold Truth.
Yes.
Look at she is glowing. Do you see her? She is so excited. So tell us a little bit about your life since The Untold Truth. You're now an entrepreneur. You're here. You making it. Barely. That's how I feel. We'll be like, what you doing that, girl? I'll be like, barely.
I'm holding it down.
Yeah. But we out here. Entrepreneurs is out here. Entrepreneurs is out here. And we making it.
We making it.
Okay? We doing it. All right. So we got young Queen Erica in the building. Tell us a little bit about life since The Untold Truth, since you released the book, and the blessings, the curses, the good, bad, and different.
It's been a roller coaster because you just don't know what to expect next. The book is doing really good, actually.
Awesome.
Which honestly, it shocked me because it was like y'all want to know about my story? So it kind of like shocked me a lot. I get like a lot of people who's like, I relate to your story so much, and this is like, oh, I knew.
Thank you
like,
for reading.
Yeah, thank you so much. And I didn't know that you could read it, But I am learning so much as I'm going along. I'm learning so much about myself. So earlier today, you were talking about like your spiritual journey and everything, and how you just, how you want to just like elevate and everything. And I was just like, oh my goodness, because I'm learning how to do that. So that's the journey I'm on right now.
Okay.
And I have my amazing, amazing event, her empowerment event that's coming up,
Yes.
which I'm super excited about, January 26th.
So I feel like that's one of the main reasons
Yes.
why you're here, so we could talk about this event.
Yes.
So what inspired you to do this event?
Okay, so I'm gonna come here and be honest with you.
Please.
So I went to this networking event, and I was so excited because it was my first networking event, and it wasn't exactly what I suspected.
Okay, so
At all.
tell me what it was.
It wasn't what I expected. It was more like I was looking for an event where, how you have like an idea of something. That's how I felt. So I was like, I'm gonna walk in here, and my idea of it was not what it was. It wasn't networking. It was just like I wanted it to be such a positive vibe. Like what I get with you. When I come and I sit with you, I get such a positive vibe and
because we
great
got
energy.
positive vibes only.
Yes, that's
in
it.
here.
Just positive vibes.
That's what we do here. The
And
positive vibes.
It took me off guard, and I was just like, "Oh no!"
So were the vibes not positive?
No, it wasn't. It was just like, I'm giving this to you, so you got to take it. And it was just like, it was a lot, So for me, I was like, I can do this, and I love planning things. And I was like, I got to try something, and I'm afraid to try new things. I have a thing with new challenges and changes, but this is the year of changes, 2020.
It's a new decade. New decade, new you.
Yes. So I said, let me try something new. And that's what I'm gonna do. So that's what I did. I wanted to do an event where I can empower the next female. The female, or not even just the next female. Some females is like, I want to do something, but I don't know how to, or I want to do something, or I don't think I can. And I was there at one point, and then I met the queen over here. So she gave me like all this inspiration, all this motivation, and I'm like, I want to do that for someone too. So I had like amazing vendors. Oh my goodness, amazing vendors. Oh my goodness. Some of them shock me so much because when I see the things that they like bring to the table, it's like, wow. I have a speaker. She is a young lady who honestly I met through Facebook. Her name is Yasmin.
Sometimes the best.
Oh my goodness.
People are the people that you don't interact with.
And you want to know what's crazy? She came to my
Did she slide in your DM?
Well, actually she did. She did. She was like, I want to speak at this. And I'm like, definitely. She came to my book signing.
Okay.
And she made me cry. Didn't know her from a can of paint, and she made me cry. I'm an emotional person. But she made me cry because she was like, I never knew that you could actually do it. And I was like, I didn't know I could do it, to be honest. I just did something.
You just did it.
It worked. So I kept doing it.
Nobody knows they can do it until you do it.
So, and then she gave me a whole lot of inspiration because she was like, now I feel like I can do it. She was like, I'm writing my book now. And I'm like, wow, like I inspired somebody. And that feeling alone makes me feel so great. So I was like, I got to do this for other people. And then I'm a type of person where
I'm sorry.
I'm
sorry.
You're fine.
You're talking my computer. Sorry.
Where if I can't go to something where I the way I see it, I gotta create it. I gotta create that vibe. Yeah. So I couldn't find anything that like a networking event that fit what I was looking for. So I said, okay, well, that's what I'm gonna do. So that's what I did, and that's what's gonna happen on the 26th, and it's gonna be a great time.
All
I'm telling
right,
you.
so let's talk a little bit about the expectations. You say you came into this networking event
Yes.
and it was not what you expected. So let's start with, what do you expect to get when you come to a networking event?
First and foremost, I feel like it should be such a positive vibe.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I should feel inspired when I come there. I shouldn't feel like I'm being attacked. Like when I went, I felt attacked. Like I went home and I cried. I'm gonna be honest, I did. I cried. I was like, I didn't expect this at all.
Yeah, I feel like environments like that can be overwhelming, especially if it's your first one.
Yeah.
If you already have some type of social anxiety.
And that's me, 100%.
Everyone, I'm not saying this is you, but
Oh,
some
no,
people are seeking validation about the
Yeah.
things that they are doing.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you think you're going to an environment that's going to
Where you-
cultivate
And
that.
that's how I felt. I wanted to feel empowered. I wanted to feel inspired in so many ways, and I felt like I was so out of place. Um, I also wanted to be very professional,
Mhm.
and it wasn't. And I don't want to bash, anybody or how they
Yeah,
go
we're
about
not
things.
event bashing.
I
on
am not
here.
that
Right.
person. I don't want that to be the perception because that's not me.
Mhm.
But it just was not me. They did have speakers, but I felt like the venue wasn't the place for it.
Mhm.
It was at a bar, and I just felt like that was a red flag because it was more for like, hey, let's drink and get drunk, where instead of it being, hey, let's be empowered and, you know, motivate one another. And that's kind of what I want to do. I want to motivate other like females. I don't want to just say women because I want to motivate the young girl too. The
Mhm.
girl who doesn't know that she can do it all. I have 6 little sisters that I try my hardest to say, listen, you can do anything you put your mind to.
You are at a very interesting crossroad
Yes.
in your
Oh my
life right
goodness.
now,
It's
because you
scary
like,
though.
right, you
Because you
crossed
don't
into
know
like
what you're
this
walking into.
adulthood, but you're
Yes.
still very relatable
Mhm.
to an even younger
Like I'm in that
generation.
middle where it's
Yeah.
like
I thought
I'm
I was in the
crossing
middle, child.
on.
I'm on the other side, but you're right.
I'm
You're
right in the
pretty
middle.
much in the middle, because you're now walking in arenas where you can,
And
interact and
that's the game
relate
plan.
with the old head, but you have a lot to offer to a generation that's even younger than you.
That's the game plan. That is definitely the game
And
plan.
how old are you again? Because they don't know.
I'm 24.
She is 24, y'all.
Yeah, and you know
I
what's
could be
crazy?
her mother.
I
Okay.
do. I do. I do. I look 12, but I am 24. And you want to know what's crazy? At this point in my life, I'm going through a lot lately, but you can't tell because let me explain something. I'm at a point in my life where, someone told me if you pray, you don't worry, and if you worry, you don't pray. So now that's
She
how I
dropping
live
bars.
it. That's how I live by it now. It's like,
Show's over.
and when I
Dropping
start
bars.
worrying about things, I'm like, hold up, let me pray about this, and then I feel so much better, and I'm like, what was I worrying about?
Yeah.
So for me, it's like I'm at such a place in my life where things got to change. Which brings me to my other venture, my next book that I'm working on right now.
Okay.
Which
She ready to show. I'm about to give her the
It's your
show.
fault. This is all
It's
your
the
fault.
Young Queen Network with
I
E.
blame you.
Williams.
Listen, take all of this because this is on you. You said 2020. You got to work on 2020, and I said,
Bust that
oh.
door wide open. I
And
said,
when
I'm
she
busting
said it,
2020
I
wide
said,
open.
okay, let me sit here and let me think about what I'm doing in 2020. And that's what I did.
Because
And
it's here now.
yeah, and it's here, and it's
It's
time.
here now.
It's time to work, and that's where I'm at in my life. I'm working on a book about red flags. That's what I'm calling it. I don't know if I'm gonna do the untold truth red flags or just red flags.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like us as women sometimes when we're in love, we don't pay attention to the red flags.
I think women know and understand the red flags.
No, I think we understand it. I
but
think we just
have
don't pay attention to
a
them.
hard passion
Mhm.
of turning that red flag a different
Mhm.
color. So yeah,
It's everything until we actually pay attention to them.
yeah.
And for me, it took me a while to pay attention to my red flags. And I'm not going to get too much into it because then it's going to defeat the purpose of this beautiful book that I'm writing. But it is basically about paying attention to the things that we need to. Um, I am very proud and happy to say that I'm finally paying attention to the things that are important to me. I'm finally putting me first. And I never knew.
Just wanna clap.
She does.
Look, clap, clap.
I'm one of those people who like to pay attention to everybody, make sure everybody's happy when I'm not paying attention to myself and make sure I'm happy. So where I'm
Which
at
is
in my
natural
life,
for nurturers.
yeah.
Yeah.
So for me, I was drowning at one point, and I'm such I'm in such a happy place right now that is scary. It's like I've never been here before, you know? So at this point in my life, I'm living for me. And it's scary because my whole life I've been living for the next person. Hey, are you happy? What can I do to make you happy? And now it's like, hey, Erica, are you happy? What are we going to do to make you happy? Because let me
What
just
are
tell you-
we?
Yes, we.
gonna
Because
do?
I was so for it when you was like, it's we, and it's really me, but it's we. And let me tell you, it's we over
It's
here.
all of
too.
ourselves.
Okay, it's all of ourselves over here. You know. So for me, it's like I feel like I'm on a journey where I'm learning myself, and I feel like a lot of people are saying they know who they are, but we don't really know until we know. And I feel like I'm learning who I am, and it's amazing to me. So I'm gonna write a book about it because writing is so, yes, it's so therapeutic for me. Um, and excuse me, I would like to say before anybody else would say it, I would like to say the poem that the queen did was amazing. Okay, it was amazing, just simply amazing. Um, I I'm trying to be that person who bridge that gap with people where they think that it's not doable.
Right.
It is, and it's not as hard as we think. A lot of times we just have to cut off that negative energy,
That's what it is.
and that's the part that makes us happy though. When we finally cut it off, we're like happy people. So for me, it's like that's where I'm at in my life, and that's what my book is going to be about. How I am seeing these red flags and the things that I'm dealing with, and how I'm going to adjust it, and how I'm going to grow from it, and how we all as women can do the same thing. And I would love to, just like I said, I would like to empower the next female to be able to see these red flags and to notice that these red flags are not acceptable, and that choosing yourself is not a crime. Like a lot of people that I talk to, they're like, I can't put myself first because I have this person, that person, this person. And that was me. That was definitely me. I was one of those people where I was like, I can't choose me. I cannot. I have to put me on the back burner because I'm a 24-year-old mother and wife, which my kids are like my angels. But again, I'm 24 and married,
Right.
and everybody thinks once you get married, it's like peaches,
Peaches
and
and
cream.
No, I
It's
know
not.
that, and I ain't even married though.
It's
That's
not.
the
Now,
wild for her.
I respect.
I was like, are you gonna say peaches
Yeah,
and cream?
it's not. I'm gonna tell you that. It, yes,
Right.
it's not. I'm telling you, it is work. It is hard, hard, hard work. And sometimes I feel like a lot of us jump into it because of the time that we put in. It's like, hey, we've been together 3 years. Oh, we've been together 5 years. So we should just be married by now. Do not do that to yourself.
Don't do it.
Like I said, I'm 24. I got married when I was 22. And it was like, I was like, oh, I'm gonna be Cinderella, And we're gonna live happily ever after.
The tale is just beginning.
Yeah, it
Honey.
is. It definitely is. But where I'm at right now is like I'd rather learn me. I would rather get to know who I am. I am a very open person, a happy person at this point. I haven't been so happy in so long because I've been through so much. As my book, The Untold Truth tells, I've been through so much with my family, with friends. I've been through a lot. So it's like now it's time for me to go through stuff with me.
Now, do you think that it is you paying attention to you that's making you happy, or are you in a state of happiness and that's making you pay attention to you?
I would say I'm in a state of happiness. I would say that because I had to force myself to be where I'm at.
Mm-hmm.
Because at first I was like, I was in denial. I was like, it's not happening. I'm just gonna just go with the flow, and however it pans out, it pans out. And then it got worse. You know, things started to get worse, and it's like, something's not right. And I went through a period where I lost me. I lost me in being a mom and being a wife. I didn't know who I was at one point, and I was like, I would like to know me.
Mm.
You know, I had this day, recently actually, I had this day where my kids were not home and my husband was not home. And it was just me. It was time to think. It was time to just be me. And I was like, so what am I gonna do today? And I'm like, I have nothing to do because I don't have no kids. I don't have my husband here. It's like my life was them. And I had to figure out my life without them, you know, and that's where my happiness came in because I never knew that I loved planning things until I started planning this event. And it I've I can't remember who said it on some video, and they're like, if you love the process of what you're doing, it's what you're supposed to be doing.
Absolutely.
And I
Do what you
love the
love, love what you
process
do.
of writing. I love the process of planning things. It doesn't, you know how when you like you get overwhelmed and you're stressed, it's like, I don't like this at all. You know, I haven't been overwhelmed. I haven't been stressed about it. I've just been like, all right, it's been a little hard sometimes, but I like doing it. I like seeing the outcome of it.
Yes, of course.
I am like so excited to see like all the different entrepreneurs come out, all the women who would love to be entrepreneurs. Cause I've come across so many people who's like, I want to start a business, but I don't think I could do it. Or I want to start a business, but I don't have the right guidelines. And for me, when I first started, I did not have a mentor. I did not have anybody to help me. I have been doing everything on my own until I started. I went to an author's cafe, and I met
Was
this.
that with Lamont Howard?
Yes, he's awesome.
He's one of my good friends.
Yeah, he's really awesome.
Mhm.
And I met this lady. I want to say her. I want to say I'm saying her name right. Her name is Jeray,
Mhm.
and she is. She has books. She's like a best-selling author. She's an editor, a ghostwriter. She's amazing. And she's never said, "Oh, I'm gonna be your mentor. I'm gonna help you with it." She's never said none of that. She just said, "Well, if you need some advice every here and there, just text or call me." And this lady has been on the phone with me at 11 o'clock at night when I've been like, I'm stuck. I don't know what to do. And if I could tell you
That's a
that
blessing.
she's been, you just took the words right out of my mouth. She's been such a blessing to me.
Mhm.
And even with like this event, I'm like, I have never thrown a networking event. I've been to this event where it just like turned me completely off. And I'm like, maybe I shouldn't do networking events. You know, maybe I shouldn't be a part of that. And then some in my spirit was like, that's not what you're gonna do. You
That
want to do
ain't
this. This
it,
is
right.
it. This is where you're
That
supposed to
ain't
be.
it.
And she just gives me that motivation. And she never said, oh well, until like recently I was like, I never had a mentor. And I told her, like, I never had a mentor. I never had somebody say, hey, this is how you do this. And she's like, well, I guess I'm your mentor. I guess this is what it is. And excuse me, let me not forget the queen over here.
Who, me?
I will, like she likes it, I will slide in her DMs, as she may say.
She will. It
I
will be
sure
like
will.
the most random thing. I'm like, oh, I ain't hear from
Hey.
Erica.
I need a little bit of advice on this. Do you think this is a great idea or no?
And can I just say that it's been a challenge. It's been a challenge. It's a blessing because it puts me in a very affirming space that this old queen.
You
Okay,
is
I know I'm
old.
gonna stop
You
saying old
in
queen.
this old.
I know.
Oh my
You know what it is? My
goodness.
birthday is coming up, so I'm just feeling like
She just getting
I
all
do.
this
They popping,
wisdom.
too.
She's
They all up in
wiser,
here,
okay?
too.
And oh, weird. Just look at how beautiful she is. Oh, weird.
Girl, la.
Let me just take a second
Girl,
to
la,
see
la,
how
la, la,
beautiful
la.
this queen is. She's just so beautiful.
Yeah, baby. I mean, I know I look good.
Like,
I'm just saying,
oh,
you know,
where?
I'm getting up there.
What? She got to be because listen, if this is what getting up there looks like, I can't wait to get up there. Okay, I hope I look this good when I get up there. Okay, huh? Because when she was saying, "Oh yeah, this old queen," oh weird.
Well, I'm glad I put a little light beat on today, because if I would have came in here regular, they might not be piping me so.
Now she know, she know. And then she served with this poem. Okay,
I went home. I went home first today. Like, let me act right for a little, because I've been coming up in here looking like I lived the whole day. So I was
Listen.
like, let me look. Let me
I did
let
my
me get
makeup
my
in the
earrings
car.
on. Yeah,
I did my makeup in the car last night. Okay, if I could just tell you,
Sis in here pushing her hair game. Let me let y'all
all day long.
know.
Okay.
Okay, let me let
2020
y'all
is
know.
the year of queen entrepreneurs.
Oh,
all
she
2020.
said it. It hit
All
my spirit in the
2020.
side.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
All
That's
2020.
what we doing. That's what we doing. But yes, so yes, young Queen Erica has slid in my DM.
Sure do.
A
Every little chance
time-
I get.
a time or two, or a few times, she hit me up. And it's so I call it a challenge because it's an affirming space for someone to ask for your advice. And so that's the moment where you're like, all right, let me be as confident as I say I am.
But you know something? You're such an inspiration to me because I have never met a queen who is just so confident and her energy is just so beautiful. And I was just telling you, like, your energy is amazing. Like, I'm just telling you, every time I sit with her, I'm so nervous. Like, before I walked in here, I called my aunt, like, okay, give me the pep talk because I need it. And it's like, when I come in here, it's like so organic and I love it because it's like, and that's another thing, like, I love asking you for your advice because you're so honest. It's like you're not gonna be
I'm
like
always going to give my authentic self. So
I
that's
love
what I
it.
say
I love it
about the challenging part, because there's a thing that people want to hear. You know what I mean? And there's the thing that's the reality.
and you know what? She doesn't tell me what I want to hear. She tells me what I needs to hear, and that there is why I
'Cause it's
slide
one
in
thing.
her DMs.
Now, if I'm going because I'm not going to pipe you. That's the thing. I might let it down like it's warm, but I ain't
Not
going.
gonna-
So that's the thing. But if I, pipe you and be like, oh, it's gonna be this and da, 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 and then that doesn't happen, then where does that leave you?
right. And that's why I love talking to you because it's like you give me the reality. So it's like, even when I was like, hey, I'm doing this networking event, you was like, oh, that's so cool. And I was like, in my back of my mind, it's like, if I don't get this approval from her, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. It's over.
But you knew I
Done.
would.
And she was
It
like,
starts out.
"It's
The
cool.
flyer
I
says
love
for
it."
her, by her.
It
Who's
is.
not gonna love that?
It is. It's for the women, by the women. Why not? Why not? Because I feel like, you know what? And I think that's why I love coming here so much, because I feel like instead of us putting each other down, and that's a lot of things that we see nowadays, especially like in media, we see like so many females putting each other down. And you're one of those people who love to like build everyone up. And
That's the point. That's the point.
I love it. And that's what I want to do with my event. It's like I have like this one girl and she slid in my DMs. And she's like, oh, I can't wait to meet you because you're like, I just want you to just like just talk to me for a second because you just make me feel so motivated. I'm like, me? Like out of all people, me? And I'm like, I love it because I want to give
You
that
caught the
inspiration. I want to
energy.
do that. I love this. And just come on, rub up for me. Just a little bit. Rub up for me. Just rub up for me. Okay. I need this energy, okay?
You know?
Because I'm telling you, it's like every time I come here, I just feel like, first of all, A Radio is officially, this is my third time here. A Radio is officially home now, okay? Because
It was home the first time.
okay. It's like, they make
Isn't
you feel
it?
so
That's how it is
warm.
when you walk in my house. So
Between Miss Queen over here and Philly over there, they make you feel all warm, and when you walk in and everything, because you guys are so authentic. Love organic energy. Like, I love it. Like, if it's like, you can tell it's sports, but it's because, when she goes and she says, "I'm Queen Fierce," when she says that, oh my gosh, I die. I'm not gonna lie, I do.
do y'all
It
hear
gets
her
me
pay
like,
her to say
I'm
this?
like, okay, I gotta get my energy together. Okay, I'm telling. I'm telling you, I'm like, I gotta get my car. I was like, all right, gotta get my energy together because I know hers is gonna be great.
Oh my God, she is so. And then so okay, this is what again another a very affirming thing to me, and it makes a difference for
It
how you
does.
interact with people and how you present to people, because I'm not on 1,000 all the time. I promise you this. I promise you I was not on 1,000 when I was in that car. You know what I mean?
And you would have never, you could
But when you
never
walk
tell.
in here, you have to you have to. People, everybody say, "Oh, you don't have to do nothing for anybody." But I feel like being behind this microphone gives me a responsibility to be who people expect
Give
me
me
to be.
life.
And when I'm in there fussing fussing the kids out, I don't feel like Queen Ferris. I don't feel like that. I'm sure they don't feel like I'm Queen Fierce
Mother
either.
Fierce.
Yeah,
Mother Fierce.
Mother Fierce.
Yes.
Yeah, that's my son's so funny. Sidebar. He'd be like, "And mommy is the Queen Fierce." I'd be like,
Yes.
"Sure am,
Yes, she
baby.
is.
Sure am. Don't you forget it."
But I love
We
that
love
about
it.
you also because you show your kids that you can do it. Like, before I
That's
left the
a
house,
big theme for
my
me.
daughter's like, "Mommy, where you?" They're home with my other sister. She's like, "Mommy, where you going?" I'm like, "I'll be right back, and I'm gonna go and I'm gonna sit with the queen." And she's like, "Okay, mommy, have fun." I'm like, "Okay." And she's 4. I'm like, "Okay, I will, promise." you know, I feel like I love the fact that you show them that you can do it. Like, you can do anything that you put your heart to, your mind to. I think that's awesome because when I was growing up, I was told all you had to do was get your high school diploma, and I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know what I was doing after that. It was like, I got my high school diploma. It was like, what's next?
Right.
Now what? And now it's like, don't get me wrong, I'm still trying to work on this bachelor's degree, y'all. Okay.
It will come.
But trying to be a mommy and an author and all of that good stuff, I'm still working on it because you know
I
what?
know I have
I'm
to
not gonna
put
give
some
up.
things on the back burner. I mean, that's where you really learn to, I won't say prioritize, because I'm a big advocate for education.
Yeah.
So I got my pieces of paper, the
Hmm.
ones I need, but some things is just becomes more it just
Yeah.
becomes more important.
You're right
know?
about that because you know something before I ran into Amazon, because I'm not gonna lie, if it wasn't for Amazon, I'd be like, I can't write no book. You gotta like do like 8 years of school in my mind because no, I've never seen anybody do it before.
Mhm.
So in my mind, I'm like, I gotta go to school to write a
Look at
book.
this
I gotta do this. I gotta do
network
that.
of self-published authors that you tapped into.
Tell me about it. And like I said, Amazon was a blessing to me because I had went to another website and he was like, "Yeah, we need 800." I'll never forget it. It was like, "We need $833 in order to publish it," and I was like,
Maybe
"Let me
not
tell
right
you
now.
about these $2 I got, okay? And Pampers ain't cheap, okay?" And then I was like, "Listen, I don't know what I'm gonna do." And then I was like, just browsing on the internet. It was like, published with Amazon for free. And I was like, this is a gimmick. I don't care what nobody say. This is a gimmick. And then I was like, let me read into this. And I read into it and I'm like, wow, I'm going to try this. And then when I tried it, I was like, I did that. I did that. And then sometimes, us as females, we forget to tell ourselves how proud we are of ourselves. And
Mhm.
I'm learning to do that now.
Good.
So it's like when my book came out, I was like, I need my mom to be proud of me because me and my mom are in a better place now. I need my girl to be proud of me because she took care of me. I need these people to be proud of me.
Mhm.
It's like, well, are you proud of yourself? And so lately I'll catch myself like, girl, I'm so proud of you. You did the thing, girl. I'm so
Listen,
and sometimes it goes a long way
you
because
gotta remind yourself.
yeah, because at the end of the day, which is hard to say, at the end of the day, you came in this world by yourself. You're gonna leave this world by yourself. And at the end of the day, you need to be able to push yourself. And I had to learn it the hard way because I was like, I have nobody to help me with this. I don't know what I'm gonna do. And it's like, all right, what now? You
Mhm.
know, and sometimes I got very discouraged. I was like, I can't do this. Like I gave up on my book like 16, 17 times. I could just let you know that. Okay. But when one of my sisters was like, I need this book. And when she said that, I was like,
I think you told that story the last
okay,
time you were here.
I gotta do this,
Yeah.
And then I met this girl who never been to a networking event, and I was like, I want to do something like that, and
Mhm.
she was like, I want to be a part of this, and I'm like, okay. And I didn't know what it was like to have vendors. I've been a vendor before, but I didn't know what it was like to like have an event where you have like your own vendors and everything
Mhm.
and to like see the amount of ladies who have their own businesses and everything. I didn't know it was possible at one point. And I think that's what drives me with this event because every time I'm like, this is becoming too much, it's a little overwhelming. I'm like, wow, these these queen entrepreneurs are out here and they're doing what they love to do. It's like they're inspiring me to do what I'm inspired to do, So, and now I'm like, okay, well, my sister who's here, believe it or not, she's been such a motivation to me because
I think I can believe that.
she's like, I'll call her and I'm like, I don't know about all this. I don't know. She's like, excuse me, get it together now. And I'm the older one, okay? And she's like, get it
That's
together
how it works
right now.
sometimes.
And I'm like, you know what? You're right. She's like, it's that same girl that was like you when you didn't know you could write your book. And I'm like, and I get those people that like write me on Facebook and Instagram and they're like, I just don't know if I could really do it. And let me explain something to you. Who pushes me the most, believe it or not? And it's like my goal to meet this person, Steve Harvey. Steve Harvey is like two people that I would love to meet in my life is Steve Harvey and Ellen. Ellen because she's extremely funny and like um I'm a very open bisexual, so I am like I gotta meet Ellen. That is me. Like I don't want to. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't know who's gonna take offense to this. I don't really want to meet Oprah. I want to meet Ellen.
Oh my
I'm not gonna lie.
gosh.
I love me some Ellen. Okay. And
I
Steve
think it's
Harvey
about
because
who you relate to.
yeah, and like
Mhm.
Steve Harvey because Steve Harvey got me pushing my vision boards. I'm gonna say with the S because if you see my room, it's vision boards everywhere. Everywhere for every different aspect of my life, everything I want to do in the
You gotta keep
future.
it in your line of sight.
And instead of me, because at first I had like two vision boards, and I would like roll them up and put them to the side and look at them every here and there. And I was like, that's not helping me. So then I'm like, I'm gonna just put them on my walls. And I was like, okay, cool. I'm gonna just Steve Harvey told me to do this, and I love me some Steve Harvey. And I'm telling you, if I could tell you, he's got me through some things, believe it or not. Okay. And
Tell Steve Harvey to tune in so he can hear his shout
okay,
out.
I am like, I'm like, a certain things that he say, I'm like, okay, maybe I should do this and see how it works to me. Because at first I'm like, it's just a board. Like, how's that gonna help my life? And when you get to see the things that you want and you work towards, and then you start to check those things off, I am like, oh, I came a long way. Okay, I can do
Might
this.
maybe had did a
I
couple
said, oh, let me
things.
try another vision board. So I would say that like even like with my empowerment event, my networking event, I have a vision board for that at home. You'll be like, this lady is crazy. Like if you was to see like my actual room, you'll be like, you're crazy. Like why do you have all these boards everywhere? Like literally they're on my walls everywhere.
You gotta see it. I have mine is small, but I have one of those letter boards,
Hmm.
and it's just a list of things that I when I'm talking about the big things.
Oh, I'm working on my being Mary Jane thing
Mhm.
where she had like uh post-its everywhere of like motivational things that she have and like quotes, like inspirational quotes. So that's my next thing. So
Mhm.
one wall is gonna have like a bunch of vision boards, and the other wall is gonna have like sticky posters everywhere, and like to the naked eye, they're gonna be like, oh, she's crazy. And it's like, if you know me, then you're like, I work towards everything I say I'm gonna do, because at this point, I feel like I could do anything. I could fly if I wanted to. Let me tell you. If I really wanted to, I could fly.
I hear you.
I
Sis.
mean, it might have to take an airplane, but I could do it.
Listen, there is a way. There's a way to do all things.
Yes.
And the way that you were talking, I've always said that for anybody who believed that there was something that they could not do, just have one conversation with me, and I will let you know how and why
Because
you
you
can.
show everybody that you can do anything. Like, even just sitting here, like the first time I sat here with you, I'm like, it's this lady. And I even went home because my
This
grandmother is my
lady
best friend.
told
This
you.
is exactly what she said. This is exactly what I said to her. My grandmother is my best friend. Both of them actually are my best friends. And I'm like, it's this lady. And I sat with her. The first one, my grandma on my mom's side, she watched us. Okay. She's on YouTube. Okay. And she's like, well, tell me how you felt and everything. And I'm like, let me tell you. She just gave me like this boost of
The
energy that was like,
vibes.
do it now. And it was like, and I went home and I'm like, I can do anything. And that's how I felt. And like right now, I'm at that place where I'm like, what's next? Let's keep going. What's next?
I
And
hear that.
at this point, it's like, okay, I got a plan to do this, and this. And now I'm working on trying to do a book tour, but I'm nervous because I've never planned one before. So I don't know what that's like.
Oh,
But
you should talk to Rachel Hannibal. She just finished the book tour with her. Yeah, Rachael, I think it is. Hannibal 1N.
because
She was
I don't
my
have no
second
problems.
guest ever.
I have no problems with saying, hey, can I have a little bit of
I
advice?
know. She was my second guest ever on the Queen Network.
Mm-hmm.
And her book had just started like really taking off. It's a children's book.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the number two
That is
bestseller children's book
beautiful.
on Amazon, and she organized her in this last year. Organized her own book tour,
See, that's what I want to
executed it,
do. I'm
sold
just
out every
afraid
single
that
time.
because I don't know how to. So
No,
now
there's always someone
I
who
am
knows
going to
how.
reach out.
That's all. You just have to tap into the right network.
Now, here's something that she's helping with because I can't draw to save my life. If I could tell you that, I can't draw to save my life. But I love the color. So I want to do a coloring book.
Stop.
I want to do a coloring book
Well, I have an artist who
of
just did mine, so there's
of
that.
um black love, like with
Fun.
children,
Yeah.
with parenting. I want to do that because I feel like a lot of people don't really understand. Like, I tell my daughter when she gets her hair done, I'm like, beauty is pain, baby. Get over it. You're gonna be fine. Because that's what I was told. So I tell my daughter that yesterday. She's like, Mommy, I don't want to get my hair done because it's gonna hurt. Yeah, beauty is pain. You'll be fine. You get over it. Pain don't last forever. So I kind of want to do something like that. So I was telling her, like, one of the pictures I want to do of a little girl get her hair done, and she's like crying a little bit. But then like the next picture would be like my daughter. She does like this thing when she like when her hair is done. She goes in the mirror and she goes, "Oh snap, mommy, I'm cute." And I want to just show that because I feel like, and I work with children. I work with children, and I have this girl. I'm a bus attendant. I have this girl on my bus who, she's the darker skin, and she is like so down, and she gets bullied a lot. And I had to have a conversation with her.
I heard this about some another girl, and I'm just like, I can't
Oh my
believe this is a
goodness, and
thing.
I don't understand it. And I had to explain to her, like, let me explain to you, beautiful. Your beauty is your skin. And she's like, what? And she's younger. She's like all of what? Seventh grade. And
Mhm.
she's like, what? She's like, Miss Erica, I don't know what you're talking about. And I'm like, let me explain something to you. Your beauty is what you make it. You can't wait for the next person to tell you you're beautiful for you to believe it. And at one point, that's who I was. I have, which a lot of females do, but that's fine. I have daddy issues. Even though I love my dad to death, I have daddy issues.
There are things.
Yeah. And So I always look for that approval from my father and from other people. So now where I am, it's like you can't tell me nothing. Okay, I could look a hot mess and I still feel like I'm beautiful. And I want to instill that into young girls, because she was getting bullied one day on my bus, and it bothered me so bad. I don't know if you've seen that. I put a video up on Instagram. It upset my soul so bad, and I went off. I'm like, I can't believe that she was telling me like I'm ugly because I'm darker than everybody. And I said, ugly? I said, I wish I was your skin color because let me tell you, okay,
Listen,
my black
the
is
blacker the
beautiful.
berry.
Yes. I'm telling you, and I
It's
and
funny
I feel
how
like
things turn around.
it
Kids are
is.
just kids, but it is perpetuated through
But they need to
what they're
know it
taught.
though. They need to know that, hey, and that's why every morning, like, well, most mornings when I have the time to, because when I'm rushing it's over. Sorry. But most mornings, because I have a daughter and I have a son, I let my daughter know, and me and my daughter, we have this conversation because she sits me down for conversation. She says, Mom, can we have a conversation? She's 4. Can I just let you know that? And she'll say, Mommy, today I just feel real sad. And I said, well, let me explain something to you. And she says, we do this a lot. I'm going to say
Mhm.
often. You're beautiful. And you know where I got it from? What movie was that? The Help. And I was telling her, like, you're beautiful, you're smart, and you're brave. And I have to tell her this every day so that when she gets older, she
And
believes
it
it. She loves
comes
it.
into contact with that
But
kind of
in the same
ignorance.
token,
Right.
I turn to my son and I tell him, you're handsome, you're brave, you can get through anything because we don't know what happens in a male mind.
Hmm.
So I try to groom my kids in a way that I want them to see themselves when they're older, even though they're 2 and 4. You start them young
Oh
because,
yeah.
like, my
That
daughter,
train up a child thing is
oh,
real.
tell me about it. My daughter is like, Mommy, I'm gonna write a book and it's gonna be all about all the things that I like. Okay, write it. And I love it because it's like you're paying attention to me. You're seeing,
Mhm.
hey, mommy did it. I can do it too. That's why I'm trying to get my degree because I feel like later on in life it's gonna come back and bite me. She's gonna be like, well, you didn't do it, so I don't have to do it. So I'm like, I
It
did it.
inspires you
So
all the
now you
more.
gotta do it.
It
How about
inspires you
that?
all the more.
How about that? So for me, I just feel like I always felt like my calling was helping people, helping the youth. Because at one point I thought my calling was helping the youth through my dancing. I've been dancing since I was a little girl.
Mm. It's huge, yeah.
Um, Ever since I was a little girl, I've been dancing.
Thank
I've
you.
been like, um, but I think that has to come later on.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I have to start other things before I can say, hey, this is the next thing for me. And but doing that, it taught me like I my dance company was more about the girl who mama couldn't afford dance lessons but wanted to dance or could dance like amazing,
Mm-hmm.
or the ones who didn't have the confidence but could.
Right, right.
And I feel like I want to build up young girls like that. And then for like the women who are older than me, it's some women I come across where they're like, well, I went through this, so it's never gonna happen for me. I come across so many women like
I am
that.
amazed by that. Yes.
So many women tell me like, and I mean women that's like, old. I'm only 24. So when women come up to me like, yeah, I read your book and now I feel like I can do this, 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 and this, and I'm like, great, because that's the point of the book. That
That's
is
the
it
point.
right there. And it's like that's all I want to do. I feel like if I can make that my living, which it's gonna be, I'm gonna speak it into existence.
Just do it.
That's what it is. I'm
Yeah.
going to help the generation coming up and the generation before me because I feel like a lot of women get to a point where they just don't think they can. I didn't think I could because so many people when I was like, I'm gonna write a book, so many people was like, write a book? You can't write no book. Who are you to write a book?
But isn't that the motivation?
You know what? That's what I feel like the doubt pushes me.
Mhm.
So many people told me I wouldn't graduate high school. And when I walked across that stage, I was like, I did it. Because they told me I couldn't. And so many people told me I couldn't write a book. I said, hey, I'm gonna figure it out. It's like, well, how you gonna get a cover?
I'm gonna
I
figure it
did that.
out.
And it's like when you keep saying, hey, I'm gonna figure it out, and you actually do it, you put your mind where your mouth is, you put your actions where
100%.
your mouth is, it happens.
100%.
Because I'm telling you, this event is gonna be awesome. I'm gonna have speakers who speak to my soul because let me tell you how I end up getting the speakers that I got. I did not want to just be like, hey, can you speak at this event? I wanted
Right.
this person to speak to my spirit, to my soul, because if you can speak to my spirit, then you can speak to the next person's spirit. You can speak to the next person who's feeling doubtful or feeling like they don't know what to do next. You can motivate that next person. I couldn't just be like, oh, they're a good speaker, so I'm gonna get them. No. I don't care if you talk to me as raw and rough as it is. If you give me that motivation, that means you could give somebody else that same thing. So I put like it was more emotion and feeling into who was speaking,
Right.
I'm gonna have live performances from beautiful females, queens, excuse
Oh
me.
my goodness.
And I'm like super
I have to make
excited.
my
I'm
way.
super excited because I feel like I learned so much from playing in this event. Like I learned a lot from playing in this event. I even like to this day it's scary, but you want to know what's crazy? I'm gonna do this every month. I'm gonna do 5 this year.
Okay.
I'm determined, and I keep saying that I'm gonna do 5 this year. I have people like, "Hey, are you still accepting vendors?" And I'm like, "We're gonna put you on the list
Next
for the next one. Don't even
time.
worry about it." I didn't know what a mailing, like an emailing list was until now. It's like I've had people be like, "Oh, I got you on the emailing list," and like now I'm like, "I'll put you on the emailing list for the next one," because I'm like literally planning the next one now, and
Awesome.
this one is like the 26th. So I'm like, how are you planning the next one and you didn't even do this one yet?
That's what you gotta do. You gotta
And you
have
want
your
to know
eyes
what's
on the
crazy? I was
prize.
like, I'm not gonna make it seem like because when my book dropped, a lot of people thought I was rich. I'm still a mother. I'm still the same person I was, and I don't have it all. So I was like, how am I gonna do these networking events? I don't have the money for this, and I didn't. And I met this lady, and
Some queen.
and the crazy thing about it is the place that she has. I was like, one day I'm gonna be inside this place. Excuse me, it's the wine that got me. I'm like, I'm gonna be inside this place. I never knew how. It's down the street from my kids' daycare, and that's what's bad. And then she's like, "Could you come for open house and whatever?" And I'm like, "Yeah, of course." And I thought that I would have a sitter, and I could just walk in. I ended up having to take my kids with me.
Listen, I've taken my kids
Okay,
to the
and she had her
vineyard.
own kids there herself, and
Yeah.
she's like, "Don't worry about it." And she showed me this amazing place. I'm having it at Modern Day Studio. I'm sorry. It's in East Lansdowne. It's not
Mhm.
that far. It's like a little past 69th Street, and it's so beautiful. And I was telling her like, "Listen, this is what I want to do, but I'm not sure I can afford it." So she's like, "Well, I have this discount sale for Christmas going on. I got you."
Nice.
And I'm like, "Are you serious?" She's like, "Yeah." And it just
I
seemed
mean,
like
I might have to check
things.
on my
I'm
little
telling you,
stuff.
and
Yeah.
it's 2 floors. It's beautiful, okay. And she is such an amazing person. It's like I'm one of those people where I'm not really good with meeting people. Like I get nervous very quickly,
Mhm.
but the organicness, it was beautiful. It was like, hey, this is what it is, and I'm like, this is where my event is going to be, and I knew it, and I told her like, hey, I'm gonna have all my events here, and she's like, are you sure? And she just opened like a couple months ago, and she's like, are you sure? Like I just opened, and I'm like, yes, I'm sure this is where it's going to be because
Home base.
this is home
Mhm.
because I feel like this is home. Just the same way when I started my whole networking thing that I'm doing now, I got to come sit with the queen first. You know, I have to because this is home because I feel like you make me feel like, hey, come on in,
Yes, indeed.
come level up right here. And that's how I feel every time I come sit with you. So I feel like I have to do what you do for me, for other females.
I'm inspired. You see me? I'm
Look,
soaking it
look,
all in.
she's inspiring me, and she's turning around and gonna tell me I'm inspiring her. Isn't that something?
We all need that. The Queen Network.
I
We're
just feel
here
like
to
I've read the
motivate the everyday queen.
every day, okay, and I love it. It's just like
Mhm.
she makes when I come and I sit here, she makes me feel like I'm a queen, and a lot of people don't feel that way, and that's why I love coming to sit with you because you make me feel like
I
a
will
queen.
say the people who have been in this throne always inspire me. It's not about like what you have accomplished or even like what you do. I'm always in awe of other queens who are just doing it. That's what this platform is for. It's for queens who have made a conscious decision to just do it, whatever your it
Right.
is. You know,
No matter
so
what it
yes,
is.
I can sit here and be inspired. You know, I
Now,
can be motivated by your systems of
I want to sit
organization.
here and
I
be
can
right.
be excited about, how you're gathering the queen.
Yes.
First of all, can we take a time out to recognize that she's creating a queen networking event?
Now,
Okay, concrete.
which
It's
I'm
a
sure that
movement.
the queen over here would love.
Okay.
So you ever see
It's
like
a whole movement. They don't be
it
ready.
is, it definitely
for it.
is. You ever see like on TV where they have like these, I call it societies, where they have like debutante balls, excuse me, or they have like etiquette and all of that. I want to grow something for like, young queens. I want to do something like that, like a society where they step out of what they see every day. I was,
I feel like people don't do that anymore.
that's what I want to
Now,
do.
when I was coming up back in my day,
Here she go. Here she go with her back in her day. Like
back
it
in
was
my
so far long ago.
day,
It wasn't. Okay. Just let me let y'all know. It
I
wasn't.
mean, because I feel like you know me
Hmm.
growing like that. My generation probably was the last generation that seen etiquette
Right.
classes.
I want to do that because for some reason I was like, don't laugh at me. But I was watching Moesha one day.
Mo to the
Okay, eat to that. I was watching Moesha one day and I was watching how she went to the debutante ball and everything. And I was like, I always wanted something like that. And I feel like I love mentoring young females. And I'm like, I want to do something like that where I have like different mentors and where they can do like things outside of what they see every day. I was raised in Southwest Philadelphia
Mhm.
where all I seen was Southwest Philadelphia, and that's it. That's all. And I thought that's all it was for me. Where it's so much more. I didn't know that it was a certain fork you eat salad with. I'm not gonna lie to you. Okay, I never knew that until I got older, and someone was like, "Well, you gotta eat with your salad fork." My who? A fork is a fork,
A
you
fork
know.
is a fork.
And like when I learned that, I was like, I want to teach that to my kids, but I also want to teach that to other girls who never knew that it's not just any fork you eat a salad with,
Mhm.
or I want,
And it's really about the exposure.
yeah, and
You
I
know what I
feel like
mean? Because the truth be told, our young people are not being taught these things at home for whatever
no,
reason.
and you know why it is though, because a lot of times the parents aren't taught these things. You know what
We
I'm
don't
saying?
know, right?
It is, and that's what it is.
I believe that with all my heart. I'm probably the
Yeah.
last generation that has seen an etiquette class.
Yeah, and you know what? And my mom always like, "Oh, we're gonna take an etiquette." She always says it, but we never done it
Because
before.
where are they at? Where do you take etiquette classes?
And that's what I want to do. And then,
Hmm.
excuse me, not only that, I want to. Oh, I'm so sorry. I want to
Do you need
grow
water?
like that didn't work. A mentoring type of thing because I feel like I deal with a lot of young girls who are like, well, I never seen nobody do it, so I can't do it. Like for me, I didn't see nobody be an author. The closest part of an author I ever like paid attention to, I'm sorry, is the Queen Maya Angelou. Love her. because I'm a big poet. Terrified to share my poetry with people that I don't know,
Oh
but
my gosh, let's talk about it.
I have like a lot of
Did I know you were a poet?
no. I have like so many poems in my phone. I have poems at home. I love to write poetry. I was like on poetry slam team when I was in high school. I love it. But I'm so afraid that what if the next person doesn't love it? That's my fear. So
Poetry is a very personal thing.
Maya
Very
Angelou,
personal.
she was like, you can rise too, sis. And I was like, for me, really? And I started writing poetry behind her. She exposed me to so much. And then I was in a slam league when I was in high school, and they were like showing me so many different types of poetry. And I was like, I can do
Everybody
that.
is so
But at that
different.
time, I had stage fright. So I would get up there and I'd say my poetry and then I would run off the stage. Like literally, I would run like I was running track off the stage. And they would be like, why is she running? This is really good. And I'm like, ugh. And then my high school poetry coach, he was like, he was the first place, that was the first place I was published. He had a book and he published this sound poem I did. I hated it. And that's when I realized that you cannot like something, but the next person might like something.
Absolutely.
And I hated it. It was a sound poem that I did for class. And I was like, I really don't like it. And he was like, I love it. I've had other people read it and they love it. And I'm like, why? I'm like, okay, if you like it, I love it. Okay, cool. And then he had me perform it for the first time. I was like, why would you do this to me? I was like, why is this a thing? And ever since then, I have been so motivated to just write my poetry, but I'm so afraid.
It'll come a time.
I'm so afraid.
There will be a time.
But you
I think every
and
poet has been through that.
I met her here. I met her here. I met her here.
We've had lots of
Ice,
poets.
ice,
Ice Diggy.
And ever since she did this poem,
Second show in a row, we mentioned Ice Diggy, by the way. Can
okay,
somebody tell her that the queen is looking for her? Thank
the
you.
when the anniversary, your anniversary,
Mhm.
and the poem. Oh my goodness, it spoke to my heart, and I was like, I gotta do this.
Ice is amazing.
And I was like, I was gonna write a book of poetry, like the I want to say is the chicken noodle soup thing. I want to do something like that, and then I was
Mhm.
like, I don't know, I don't know. I'm still like really
I mean,
apprehensive
at
about
this
it.
point, you really can do anything. I mean, but poetry to me is a different animal. It was
It is.
a long time before I started performing poetry or sharing. I have a intimate poetry group,
Hmm.
4P People Poetry Potluck and Prose.
Oh, that's
This
cool.
year will be 10 years that
Oh,
we've
that's
been doing this.
awesome.
And so it's an intimate group. People bring whatever, and if you want to share, you
I'm
share.
just so nervous.
And it's usually like at my house. So it's
That's so
not your
cool.
like typical
Right.
open mic
That's so different. I
type
love
of
it.
thing. So, and we've been doing this for a really long time, but people have always looked at me like, oh, that's Sasha, she a poet. But for years, I've only shared in that space because I felt like it was a safe space. Like everything I wrote was like, ooh, I'm gonna share this at 4P. It wasn't like, oh, I'm about to drop this on stage or I'm going to open mic next week. Let me share this. It wasn't, and I, went to open mics here and there. I even ran an open mic for some time, like in my early years of poetry, but there was nothing like the atmosphere that 4P provided.
That's so
And then one
awesome.
day, um, someone motivated me to enter a slam, and I'm no slam poet. I will tell you that. I feel more confident in being a slam poet now
Hmm.
than back then when I actually entered the slam.
Right.
But I would never consider myself a slam poet. And so I entered this slam and I won. And I would
Hmm.
say that was the turning
Quick
point
for
of
you.
my
Hmm.
performance poetry. Still didn't consider myself like a performance poet. Definitely an evolution. And that's only been the last 5 years now. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? Where this evolution has been happening
But
as
it was
far
it was in due
as
time. It was in the time that it was supposed to
right.
be.
But I mean, I've been writing poetry for years and years because years and years
Not that
and
many years. Okay.
years,
Okay.
so
Don't let
many
her fool you.
years,
Okay.
decades. I've been writing poetry for decades. That's how old I am. So,
Okay. So I want
but
to.
yeah, so I'm just saying it's one of those things that comes in time.
I'm
Like
afraid to say
you're
what I'm about to say.
literally going to wake up one day and be like,
I'm so afraid for what I'm about to say to you. I want to share one of my poems with you. I'm afraid because I don't know how you're gonna take it,
listen.
but
And
I will love it
so people do
because you are the queen.
people do that all the time, and so they know this
But you have
about
me
me.
so because this is what you do. You have me so motivated.
And then next time E. Marie comes back, she's gonna have a poetry book published. So
because she
there's
motivates
that.
me to do that.
There's
Yes,
that.
of course.
She's like, "Oh, listen to one of my poems," and I'm be like, "Girl," and she'll probably be like, "Oh my gosh, you won't believe what I did when I got home. I wrote a whole poetry book."
Whole book.
And I'm gonna be like, "What? I've been trying to produce a poetry book for 6 years. Are you kidding?" But yeah, so it really is about like your level. And then, I mean, if you have people that motivate you in that way, because
Queen.
that's what the Queen Network is
The
for.
queen. That's what she does.
Just
She just
move
rubs
forward
off
in it.
on
So
me.
yes, we are going to review that poem. And yes, E. Marie is going to produce a poetry book, if
To
not
speak it
this
into
year,
existence.
probably the beginning part of
20,
next year. So
21, 21.
I mean, she's already working on red flags. I don't want to put too much on her
Yes.
plate,
Oh no,
but
pile it on. The more you put on, the
she's
more
got
I
the
just want to keep going.
networking. She's got the networking events, and we got red flags. And then, I mean, I think we can look into the latter half of this year. I mean, because after June, you need to be planning for
21.
2021
Yeah.
anyway. So,
Cause you got me like that. You got me thinking like halfway through, it's time to work on next year. And that's what I
listen,
love about you.
people be trying to squeeze it in the
Mm-mm.
last few weeks,
Let's
like, or they
go into the next part.
or start discounting the year before the year is over.
Mm-hmm.
I be like, ooh, child, it's I had a car accident on December 29th.
Mm.
And it was just like throw the whole year away. You know what I mean?
Throw the whole thing away.
But for me, it
Let's try
was
again.
really like, you know what? It is 2 days left in this year on this side of 2020.
But outside of that car
Yeah.
accident, look at how much you have done.
And even with that, the car accident was the car accident. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
It's like, okay,
Okay, that happened. Now let's move on. What's
ego
next?
versus spirit,
Right,
material
right.
things, all that kind of stuff.
Yes.
But what it was designed to teach me was the next level of gratefulness I need, apparently, for this season of next level growth. So everything is still in order.
Yes.
And I got a new car out the deal. So I mean,
Booyah.
who's really mad? Since you do the period.
Period. That's her thing. Period.
And
you gotta roll the tongue.
God didn't bless me with that. God did not bless me with the rolled tongue.
Look, Philly got it.
Philly going to be here rolling her tongue though. Show me up on my own show. Oh my gosh. So yeah, God didn't bless me with the rolled tongue spirit. But what he did bless me with is
I had to practice a
an
couple times. Not gonna
extremely
lie.
grateful spirit. So I learned gratefulness on a whole nother level. Which apparently had to come along with this growth on a whole another level. And so I mean, people be like, "How you doing?" I be like, "Grateful. How you
Okay.
today?"
Yes. I'm feeling
but that goes
great.
to show, you should be looking for what's next. You should be looking for toward 2020. But it also is like, don't discount or discredit the time
That you
that you
already
have
have.
now. Like you are so blessed with this time. It is
Mhm.
people. I just read a story about a young lady who was hit by a car
Mm.
apparently, and checked out of here. 29-year-old female. Why? You know what I mean? People are just checking out left and right, and
Every
I'm just
single
like,
day.
I feel like I have been in this state of mourning since November.
Mhm.
with the passing of one of my friends, and
I'm sorry.
ever since then it's just been this rotation of,
Mhm.
thank you, events,
Right.
just one after another, people
Mhm.
passing away, tragedy,
Mhm.
um people say, and when you're an empath and you like
You feel
feel
everything.
everything,
Everything.
it's
Uh,
like, oh my gosh, I haven't talked to this person in 10 years, but oh my God.
right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Or it's like when somebody loses their mother, like that
And you
affects
know
me
what?
on a
I
whole
feel like
nother
everyone
level.
goes through that though.
Yeah.
A friend like a couple years ago, I know you have heard about it. The Orlando shooting.
Mhm.
I had a friend who was there. She's from Philadelphia, and like we wasn't talking like for like months before that, and it was like it broke my heart. It was like, oh my goodness, life is so precious. What am I gonna do with this life?
What are you going to do with this life?
Don't waste the time that we have, and that's kind of where I'm at this point. It's like don't waste it, just do
Time
it.
is not to be wasted
It's
or
not.
taken a grant or taken for granted or taken advantage of. It truly
Mm-mm.
is, what is my purpose? What am I here to do and to accomplish? And work on that with the time that you are blessed here with. Now,
Yes.
one thing that I am confident in is that you cannot, God will not let you check up out of here if you did not fulfill purpose. But you have to be working
You
toward
got
that purpose.
say
Now
it again.
you're not gonna be up here like, oh, let me hold on to this time because I ain't working on no purpose,
Speak,
so
queen.
God can't let me leave the earth. No,
Mm-mm.
you got to be caught doing something good. That's how systems of reinforcement work.
Yes.
God blesses you with
Work
life
towards
because you
it.
out here. He's reinforcing you with a variable schedule,
Right.
you guys, because you are out here working and doing what you're supposed to be doing, and God is catching that and blessing you along the way with your days, with your breaths. You know what I mean? And people take that part for granted,
Yes.
which is
Oh well, I
wild.
got tomorrow. I could do it
Yeah,
tomorrow.
when I say gratefulness on a
Maybe next month, next
whole
year.
nother level, you don't know, you don't know fear
Yeah, and
until
to
you're spinning
it's like
across the turnpike with your two babies in the
yes.
back.
Oh my
You know what I mean?
goodness.
You don't know that. And it's like in my heart of hearts, I knew I was going to be okay because I was saying, we're okay. While we're spinning, I'm like, we're
Okay,
okay.
we're right. We got this.
We're
Mhm.
okay. With no idea how this is going to turn out, but we are
She claimed
okay.
it.
That's all
She
I
spoke it into
know.
existence.
We are okay. And so it could go to, I said this last week, it could go to the left or it could go to the right. But thank God it's just went in a circle. And God will protect you, He will keep you, get caught working in your purpose. Because your days are not promised, but you cannot check up out of here until purpose is fulfilled. Whatever that thing is, whatever that thing is that is burning a hole in your spirit and in your heart, and you can't barely sleep at night, or I gotta do this before I go to bed. Do that thing. That's the thing that you need to be doing. That thing that you are always thinking about when you wake up and when you go to bed at night. That's the thing that you're at. And I ain't talking about, oh, I gotta get up and go to work tomorrow. When you wake up, let me get these kids up. No, what is that thing? I make sure
That
I'm
burns
doing
inside of you.
something.
Yes.
I make sure, like I said that I feel like I'm behind. It's 15 days into the year, and I feel like I'm in March already. I feel like I'm like behind, but I'm making sure that I'm creating every single day. I am doing something. You see them flyers? Sometimes I wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning and do them flyers. And the vision I have for, you know what I mean? Like
But
it's
that's
a
where it all starts at.
process.
That vision that you see.
Sometimes I fall asleep holding the phone like this because I'm creating. You know
I,
what I mean?
I started, but now I'm gonna wake up and I'm gonna finish it.
Yeah,
And you know what?
you
It's
have
the vision
to.
you see. That's where it all starts at. It all starts with, and it's crazy thing because Steve told me this.
Stevie
Steve
Sorby.
told me this. Like your imagination is everything because whatever you imagine yourself to be, that's something that you can be because you imagine it. So now I be at home like, okay, let me sit here and daydream for a second. What do I see myself in a little minute? I do. I have my moments where I'm like, where do I really see? Like, I think about it like this year, where do I see myself? Where do I see myself accomplishing by the end of 2020? And I'll sit there and I really think about it and I'm like, oh, these are the things I got to get done this year. And I
Get her
get so,
done.
yeah, okay. And I get so excited and I feel like that's what pushes you. And I feel like your imagination is like you seeing into your future as long as you put the work in.
Yes, indeed.
Because you can keep asking for something, keep asking for, oh, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do this. If you don't put the work with it, it's not going to happen. But if you put that work with all that you're saying you want to do, you're claiming it, you're saying it, you're speaking it into existence, it's going to happen. It has to happen. Why? Because you're working towards it. You're putting your best foot forward. You're not sitting there saying, oh, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it one day. Someday it's going to happen. Maybe next month. Nah, let me tell you something. I was like, oh, I'm gonna do a networking event. I said that. I'm gonna be honest with you. I said that last month. I didn't know when it was gonna happen. I didn't know how it was gonna happen. I didn't know who was going. I didn't know nothing, not at all. And I was like, and she was like, well, when do you want to have your event? And for some reason, I said, I'm gonna have it January 26th, and that's just what it was gonna be. And ever since then, I've been working towards it.
That's how it is.
And I was like, you know what? This is gonna be what it is. And that's exactly what it's going to be. And for me, I think I'm like excited but afraid at all at the same time because it's like, am I supposed to be this excited? You know? And then I'm like, you're doing a great job. So yes, you are supposed to be this
There
excited.
you have it. There you
Yes.
go. Patting yourself on the
Yes, you're
back.
supposed to be
It's
this
a
excited.
job.
It
It's
is.
a job
And
to
you know
stay
what?
motivated.
And you know what else is a job? Being happy. Happiness is a job. It's
a job.
it's
Well, that's because you choose happiness.
yes.
You
You
have to make
can't
a
just
choice.
force yourself to be happy.
Yeah.
You choose to be genuinely happy. You choose to wake up and be
You
like, I'm gonna
choose
smile today.
happiness. People, places, and things don't
Mm,
make you happy. If the
mm-mm.
happiness is not inside of you, like if it doesn't come from within, there's things that can enhance your happiness. But that's just like if things that's just like people who have money who are living miserable lives.
Mm-hmm.
If a thing like money were to make you happy, those people would be the happiest person
Yep.
in the world. Happiness is a choice, and I think people choose whether or not to be happy or to be miserable.
And you wanna know what's crazy? At one point, I didn't understand that at all. I was like, I choose happiness. I can't choose happiness. It just gotta come along. It just gotta happen. Oh, this person gotta make me happy, and that person.
Mm-mm.
No.
If
And
you wait for other people to make
you'll
you
never be
happy,
happy.
you'll take your miserable ass right to your
Yes.
grave.
And you wanna know
And
what I
that's
learned?
what it is.
You wanna know what I learned? I learned that a lot of people depend on like their significant other to make them happy. And you know who taught me something different? Philadelphia's own Will Smith. He did like this thing on Instagram. He's
She
all
has a
like,
lot of high profile mentors.
oh yeah, oh yeah. Well, I had to make my own mentors, okay? And you know, and he was like, I can't make Jada happy. And I was like, what is he talking
Oh
about?
yeah,
What
I
do you
did
mean you
hear
cannot make
this
her happy?
interview.
He was like, I
Yeah.
gotta make myself happy, and she gotta add to my happiness. I gotta add to her happiness.
Mhm.
And at first, I'm like, what? That made no sense. And then when you start to realize, it's like if you make yourself happy, no matter what, genuinely happy, then the person that you're with cannot do nothing but add to the happiness that you already have. And I'm like, oh, okay, let me get to making me happy. Hold
There you
up.
go.
Come on, queen, you can make yourself happy. And I didn't understand what that meant. And I didn't understand what that looked like. But let me tell you, I'm a happy individual right now, okay? And it's a beautiful thing when you know what your personal happiness looks like. A lot of people are like, I'm happy. Yeah, I'm happy. And then behind closed doors, which was me, that's crying at night. And it's sad. And it's like, well, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Why are you not happy
Actually,
about this?
just recent, like within the last year,
Yeah.
went through this and felt guilty.
And
Felt
it's
guilty for
crazy,
not
right?
being happy.
It is so crazy because it's like, that's where I was at one point. I was like,
Mhm.
I'm not allowed to be happy. I can't be happy because this person isn't happy and I gotta make this person happy and I gotta do this and I gotta do that. It's like, what about you? What makes you happy? And at first
Think
I was like,
about it.
oh, my kids make me happy and this person makes me happy. It's like, okay, what do you do to make you happy? Okay, let me just explain. Okay, I found out so much about myself. I was like, okay, let me do this because this, when I'm sad, I'm like, this makes me happy. Let me do this. Okay, and and it took so much for me to get to that place that I'm happy that I'm here. It feels good. It feels organic. It feels great. You know, and I'm telling this one all the time. Like, hey, you can't wait for the next person to make you happy. You can't wait for, like, she wants to go away to the military. I'm not really a big fan of it. We're dealing with some things with that right now. So I'm not really the biggest fan on that right now. But I support you 100%. But you can't wait for somebody to validate you going away. If that's what's going to make you happy, do it. If that's what's going to give you genuine joy,
right?
do it. And I didn't understand that until I had to do it for myself. Does this make me happy? Does this make me joy? Oh yeah, I like this, And when she came to me, she's like, I don't know how you're gonna feel if I go. How are you gonna feel? You know what I'm saying? And I feel like a lot of times we don't ask ourselves, like, how does this make me feel?
True.
And I had to ask myself a lot, like, how does this make me feel? Yeah, and that's the thing. A lot of females don't care about our own opinion, and that's a problem.
It's a
Because that's the
perpetuated
only opinion that
cycle.
matters.
Yeah.
It's ourselves. We so worried about what the world sees when we need to worry about how we see ourselves. And for me, I see myself as the queen sitting with queens.
There you have it.
Okay.
Period.
Okay. There you go. Period.
Okay. You said, man, I be feeling like if I move my head a lot, then I'm actually doing it.
You're gonna do it.
Okay.
You say, it's okay. We got you. We got you. Don't worry about it.
Me.
We got
So I think it's about that time. We need to start like wrapping it in, bringing it up. I definitely want to give the information for the event on the 26th.
Yes, her empowerment event is January 26, 2020, 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. You can get tickets at eventbrite.com. Please, please, please register because that's how I'm doing it. I'm trying to get everybody to register so I can know who's who, emails, all that great stuff. I just want everybody to be able to network,
Yes,
So
indeed.
that is the reason why having everybody go through Eventbrite so that I can have everybody's information. So
People don't realize how important the Eventbrite is. They be trying to get around.
It's such
like,
a
can I
helpful
just
tool.
come? Can I just cash app you? Can I?
Everybody says that.
Can
Can
I
I
really-
just? Can I? No, this helps me
I'm
get
trying
to
to
know
run a
you.
business.
Yes, yes, it gets me to know you. So
You
when you
know.
walk in, I know, hey, your
Right.
name is such and such. I know exactly who you
Right.
are. So go to eventbrite.com and type in her empowerment event for her, by her, of course, because we gotta empower our queens every single day. How you say it?
Educate, celebrate,
Uh,
motivate,
all right now,
and elevate
all day long.
the everyday queen. That's you and that's me because we're what? Connecting queens consciously.
I'm so happy that you had me here today.
I am so happy that you came and we checked in.
Thank you so much.
I feel like we're gonna be you'll be back for the anniversary.
Of course.
We'll be doing 2 years. We're doing 2 years
Oof.
this year. Can you believe it?
Of course. You know why? Because you're a queen.
It's the Queen
You-
Network.
Okay.
Queen Network ain't going nowhere,
All
y'all.
right.
Do y'all see this?
Huh.
Oh my
She out
gosh.
here empowering other queens and
She
everything else.
inspired
Okay.
me. I inspire her. Now she about to inspire a whole group of people on the 26th. It's just a whole thing, child. It's just a whole thing. So before we wrap up, so I thought of this thing because I be trying to be all organized and stuff like this. So I have a little segment that I want to start. I wanted to introduce it today with Erica Williams.
Ooh.
And you know how some shows they do like what's called the hot seat. So
Ooh.
I was like, well, what can I do like with the throne,
Mhm.
right? So this is called Thrown In. So it's just like hot
Ooh,
seat
I
questions.
like
But
that.
it gives our audience a chance to like kind of get to know you a little bit.
I'm here for it.
I mean, as if you didn't get to know her over the last couple last couple of hours. I feel like E. Marie could have just took she could have took it over, honey. I know who I'm calling when I need a co-host. I'm be like, you coming down this too tonight because so it's called Thrown In, but
I
thrown
love it.
thrown like the one you sit on,
I love it.
like throne, like the kind you sit on.
I love it.
It's all thrown in. Okay, so just very simple questions, but hey,
Mhm.
you're thrown in right now.
Ooh.
Y'all hear me? I'll make a clip
Thrown
of this. You're thrown in. Okay.
Hashtag thrown in.
What's in the queen's cup? Coffee, tea, or other?
Other.
Other. What kind of other would that be?
Whatever this good stuff is. This is beautiful, okay? The queen always got the best, okay? Can I just let you know?
I'll be trying.
Always got the best, okay? Because she always got me
Just
sipping
a
over
little
here, okay?
something, something. She wanted that. Your sister wanted that in there.
You don't really need this. You don't. I love you.
That was a big sis move if I ever did see
I
one.
love you though.
Now, little
See that?
sis move
Ain't
if
that
I ever did
something?
see one.
Ain't that
Okay, so other was in the cup, but little sister go away. Favorite color?
green?
Do you command the morning or do you rule the night?
I'm a morning person.
Oh,
I
my
love the
God.
morning.
What?
Yes, I'm bright and early, 5 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, that hurts
Good
my
morning
spirit.
to you.
Child.
Every morning. I'm telling you, my mom hates it. I call her like, "Good morning, mom." She's like, "I'm still asleep. Don't call me."
Now
again.
that's how my mom is. I'll be like, "Good morning, Trey."
Good morning, how are you? So why are you so perky? It's too early for this.
No, I have to be, but I'm not.
I love it. And you know what? I think I'm making my kids morning people. My kids are up at like
No, well, you know what? I've always pretty much worked in education, so it's just like
you
get
was
up and get
early
yourself
anyway.
together.
Yeah.
Yeah, and by the time they walk in the door, you gotta be on
just
like
gotta be,
popcorn.
Good
So
morning. How you doing?
it don't even matter.
I'm
And
like
then
that. I'm like that. I'm very
with the
like
kids, that's a whole nother
Yep.
story. Because I got one who's like me, and the young one, he will get up with the bird with the
that
sun.
is my
and blah, blah.
kids too. She's seen that. My
Yeah.
kids, my daughter, she's like, "Good morning, mom. How are you?" And then my son is like, "Just leave me alone.
Right.
Don't talk to me."
No, yeah.
It's
My
like,
son is
where's my
like
blanket? I'm going back
he
to
will
sleep.
come knocking on my door and I'll be like, don't my eyes don't even be open yet.
Not yet. I'm not here yet.
And I got him trained
Give me
now.
2 more
He'll be like,
minutes.
knock, knock, knock. And he'll be like, good morning, mom. Because I used to tell him, don't ask me for nothing before you say good morning to me. Just come to my door and start making demands.
See, I'm a jolly person.
No.
I'm so jolly in the morning. I'm like, "Good morning, everybody. How you doing?" And
No.
oh my goodness, when I go to work,
Negative.
they're like, "Okay, here she come." If this morning she's like, I'm like, "Good morning, you're up." She's like, "Yes, I don't want the TV to play.
Mm-mm.
Just please, just let
No.
me sleep."
I be putting the covers back on my head,
Oh
and
no,
I be
I
like,
turns lights
it's
on.
quiet time.
Mm-mm.
If
I
it's
turn
the
all the lights
weekend,
on.
it's the weekend,
Oh,
and
it's
he's
not allowed to be the
up
weekend in my
like
house.
before. I'm not even going to tell you because y'all might judge me, but if he's up before a certain time on the weekend, I'm like, it's quiet time.
I wish. I
You
wish
gotta
my
lay
house was
back
like that.
down.
Oh, I wish.
Yeah,
If I
no.
could tell you, you know,
And
my
then they
weekends
can
look
get
like?
up
My kids are
after a
like,
certain time. I won't say the
"What?"
time, so judge me.
My
And then I'll
daughter
be
is up
like,
at 6:30
I'll
every
be out
morning.
in a minute. And
Oh,
then I'll be in there
no.
for a straight another 90 minutes.
Oh, I wish.
I can't.
wish.
I can't with them.
My daughter is up
Yeah.
at 6:30 and she's like, "Mommy, good morning. It's time to wake up." I'm like, "Okay, it's time to get up." My son's like, "Leave me alone now."
I hear. Yeah.
Yes, he's over it. He's like, "Where's my blanket and my teddy? I'm over it."
Yeah. No.
Fast, quick, and in a hurry.
No. I'm with him. I'm with him. All right. Would you rather road trip or book a flight?
Book a flight.
Book the
I do not
flight.
like to be crammed in for too long. I would like to book a flight that does not have a bunch of animals because I got on a flight one time that had like all these
I'm like,
animals.
what flight has animals?
Oh my goodness. And they don't even have to be in cages no more. And I'm terrified of cats and dogs. So at this point,
Oh
in
my
life,
gosh, they really should consider that.
let me just tell
Why
you.
is the flight with?
I felt like I was surrounded. All I see is animals. I was like, no, I don't like this. I don't like it at all. A chihuahua, I run from those. Okay. I'm not here for it. But I will book a flight any day of the week. I love Florida, and we like my family drove to Florida before, and I was like, this will be never again.
Yeah, I drove home.
I'm done.
I caught a flight to Miami and then I drove back.
Nope.
And I was like, no,
I will
no.
fly
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
no.
because
It
I
took
fall asleep
us,
before we take off on the plane, so
I
I'm
don't know,
fine.
6 hours or
much. It's
something
too much.
to
And
get
it's
to
just-
no to
it's too
get
much.
out of Florida.
It's, right.
Because
It's like huge.
I don't even think we were out of Florida before we was like, you know what? Yeah, no, no,
Fast, quick, and in a hurry.
yeah.
That's definitely me. I will be on
I
an
only
airplane.
do like road trip. My max for a road trip, I think, is 6 hours. Every day,
Yeah, we
and
drove
that's
from here.
pushing it. And that's if I'm driving and I gotta have at least one other person in the car that can drive.
Let me tell you something. It was like 10 of us in a van, and we drove from here to West Palm Beach, Florida. It was like the worst thing. And if I ever see another chicken and waffles, I'm gonna go crazy.
Right.
And that is how I felt. Chicken and waffles. Oh my goodness, I went crazy. I was like, "This is all we see out here is chicken and waffles." We drove through Carolinas. I think I seen like 8 of them. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, you know what? I'm ready to go home at this point. And if we stop one more
And
time,
you're not
I'm gonna
even
go back.
halfway
You're
there.
not. And I was like, you know what? We could have flew. Like, why
Yeah,
we didn't
no,
fly?
it'd be
I'm
too
so
much.
complete.
I really be weighing it out. I be like, all right, if I
Mm.
rent a car
Mhm.
and then gas, and how much is it going to take me to fill up? How many times I got to fill up?
Yes.
Okay, I could have just bought a flight. All right, let me
At
just
that
book
point,
this
let me
flight.
just fly.
Yeah, let me just book this flight.
I'm all here for flying. I'm not gonna lie.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Mm-mm.
Yeah,
Nope.
I'm not
Just give me
going
some
through it.
peanuts on a flight. I can eat before I leave, and then I'm asleep by the time it takes off, so I'm fine.
I have me about 2 of these.
Okay. I'll like a light. Okay, because let me tell you, when I get home, listen, it's over.
I loves me a red wine on a good flight.
You know something? I only drink red wine with you. I only
We
drink
should
red
get
wine with
together a lot more.
you. Yes, I only drink red wine with you.
A lot
And every
more.
time you always introduce me to something I've never heard of, and it's so good. Oh my goodness, when I tasted this, I was like, what is
Makes
this?
a little dry wine.
I
I like
love
my
it.
reds a little drier than my whites.
I love it. I'm telling you, I do.
That should be one of the questions. Red or whites?
Definitely.
Describe yourself in 3 words.
I would say crazy. I'm be honest. I'm very crazy. I'm very, very, and I'm very outgoing, and I'm very upfront. Booyah! There we go. That's me in 3 words.
Crazy, outgoing, and upfront. Those are her 3 words. Okay,
That's what my
Those are
outgoing
just you.
is.
That's what she would say. Okay. Who is your favorite queen?
You see my favorite queen over here? You see her? Booyah!
A mess. I'm
Miss
not.
Queen to the right.
I can't have her break until June because we're never going to get through the show. I promise you that.
Okay.
All right. If there was a movie of your life, who would play the role of you?
You know something? I thought about this. I'm an emotional person, so it would be one of 2 people because I feel like they cry a lot. It would either be Viola Davis because she cries a lot, and then Taraji P Henson because she makes you feel it and then she cries. So it would be one of those people. One of those 2.
Yeah, I think I see Taraji a little more than Viola.
And because I'm one of those people where I'm very outspoken and everything, and I feel like she's very outspoken. And again, she like in her movies, she's very emotional. So, and I'm a Cancer, so I'm very very emotional. I cry about everything. You could be like, you could call me and be like, my dog died. Oh my goodness, are you having a funeral? Oh my gosh, I'm one of those type of people where I cry about
So
everything. So I feel
dramatic.
yes. So I feel like Taraji would be like the perfect person. Only Viola Davis because she's like emotional in everything she does, but Taraji, I feel like she would embody the person that I have been throughout my life. So
All right.
yes,
Well, when we write this screenplay
of course, I'm
for
gonna call you
Erica's
Taraji.
The
Okay,
Untold Truth,
manifesting it right now. Okay,
somebody called Taraji.
okay.
Okay. Are you your mama's child or daddy's girl?
I'm my mama's child
My
all
mama's
day long,
child.
all day long. From the way that I talk to, first of all, my mom has like me and my mom have each other. Like I have her face.
Yeah, that's what I'm like.
Literally have
Can't
my
deny
mom
that
face.
one.
And it's crazy. And my believe it or not, me and my mom, even though we went through so much, we came so long, like so far to get to this point. Me and my mom are like best friends. Like, as soon as I get done here, I'm gonna call my mom and I'm gonna
It's
say, "Hey,
amazing.
mom, I got introduced to this beautiful dry wine that we gotta try." So
It's
yes,
amazing
it's
that
my
we
mommy.
finished.
I'm a mommy's girl.
Oh, sweet. What is your peace place?
The shower. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like I can be angry, I could be sad, I could be happy, I could be celebrating, and all I want to do is just have like a really steamy hot shower, and it makes me feel
Mm,
so much better. Like I have been like in such a depressed state, and I'll get in the shower like, what was I depressed about? Oh well.
I
It
was
seems like
so
the heat in the shower just like
yeah.
takes all of it away. So I would say the shower.
I took an okay. Uh, Way off track there, but yeah, I could agree. Um, Number one pet peeve.
Liars. I do not like to be lied to. I hate it with a passion because I feel like I've been lied to for so much.
It's
And
like you can sniff it
I can. It's like, I know
before
you
they even
lying.
start.
I
I
just
be like,
want you to know. And you know something? My husband will tell you, I'm one of those type of people where I'm like, before you lie, I have to let you know. If I'm asking you, I know already. So,
that's a strong.
and even my sisters will tell you, you lied to me, so I know you're lying. And they'll be like, I'm not even gonna lie. Because that's one thing that it bothers me. Definitely.
And let's close out me and Tyrone in with what's the top thing on your bucket list?
Because I've done a lot on my bucket list, believe it or not. But I would say my top thing on my bucket list, I'm really trying to think about it as I say it, I'm not gonna lie, would have to be, oh, whenever I gain the courage, I would like to eventually go bungee jumping. I'm terrified of
I
heights.
feel like it usually involves jumping out of
Yeah,
plane.
I'm terrified. I can honestly say I am terrified of heights. Like if a person picks me up too high, I will cry. I'm terrified of heights, but I feel like that's something I have to conquer. You know, so I would say I wouldn't say jump out of plane because that's a little too high for my liking. But yeah, so I think my biggest thing would be like to, even though the French Prince taught me that, hey, maybe you should bungee jump off a bridge because it might not be, the rope might not be tight enough. But I always wanted to bungee jump and see how that made me feel. I feel like I would feel so free and like liberated if I just jump, just like woo. I want to try that. I'm just afraid that I'm gonna fall. I think that's my only thing. But I think like I've seen other people do it and like they hold you, like they hold your hands. Like if I can get through that part first and then go through there, then I feel like I can do it. And then I'm gonna feel like I can fly and be out there. Like even though we can't quote everybody, but I believe I can fly. So one day, one day, one day. Okay.
And that was Erica Williams being thrown in.
Yes.
Let me know how you like the new segment.
Because I love it. I love it.
So let's wrap things up. I would say we went way over time, but
I'm sorry.
I love it. So we had a good time. I'm so glad I got a chance to bust it up with E. Marie right here on the Queen Network. She's going to do the A Radio. I am your host, the Queen Spears. I want to give another shout out as we're closing out to my sponsor, New Voices for Reproductive Justice. Just
Yeah.
big thank you and thank you again. Make sure you are checking them out on their website,
Mm-hmm.
newvoicespittsburgh.org, for information on how you can volunteer or donate. You can also follow them on social media. Oh, you can also follow them on social media. I don't know which way to go.
It's down there though. It's where it's
New
at.
Voices, the number 4 RJ. So make sure you are checking out the info. Send our sponsors a note. Let them know that you heard them right here on the Queen Network. And
Best place to be.
in any way you can support the people that are out there on the front lines supporting you. Great big thanks to E. Marie, Erica Williams, for joining me today.
Of course.
Queen Network, I'm super excited about the event. Her empowerment network event.
Her empowerment mixer. Mm-hmm.
I want to call it a Queen Networking event.
Cause it is. Cause we're gonna bring all these queens together to network.
So
Yes.
excited about that. I'm going to plan some appearance here. So yes, I want to see what's happening, and so do you. We're coming to these amazing vendors. Just name a few vendors that you're gonna have.
I have Be Lovely, which they do like I'm sorry, my brain just got flustered. I think it's the dry wine. I'm not gonna lie. I have another vendor. I cannot even remember her name, and I'm so super sorry. But she has like these custom pocketbooks. I have one who does like skin products. I have a lady who is coming out. I cannot remember her name, and I'm super sorry. But she's coming out to speak financial literacy.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh my goodness. I'm like super excited. I have 11 vendors all together,
That's amazing.
and they are coming to just show you guys all that they have built. And I am so excited. I'm sorry. This is my excited answer.
Well, as you can see, the energy begets energy. So I'm grateful for the energy that Marie has brought to the A Radio Studios today.
I get it from you.
And I am so excited and so proud of you.
Thank you.
I am proud of you.
Thank you so
Queen,
much.
moving forward and doing what you say you're going to do. Because I feel like that's half the struggle.
It is, definitely.
We can have a lot of ideas, a lot of thoughts, but actually having the motivation and power to bring things
Right.
to fruition can be a struggle. And
Definitely.
you're
Doing it, Queen. Another queen out here doing it. You saw it here for first on the Queen Network. Yeah, so thank you, Philly, so much for hanging in there. Okay, hashtag thrown in. I said, I'll be using the hashtag. I just seen it. Oh my god, yeah, I gotta go claim the hashtag.
Well, yeah,
But
go claim it so that when I repost and I'm like,
yeah.
I was thrown in, guys.
And she was the first person to be thrown in. How do y'all like that? I literally just came
I
up with
loved
that.
I loved it.
On the way here. But yes, so the Queen Network, this is what we're here to do. We're bringing queens together. We're connecting queens consciously. And I'm just going to keep building, y'all. I'm just going to keep having the necessary conversations. And I'm just going to keep. I'm just
As
going
you
to
should.
keep. So, my birthday.
It's coming up.
So on
Queen.
Saturday, y'all.
Yes.
So the next time you see me, I'll be another year wiser.
Happy birthday, Queen.
Thank you so much. I wish I had something to toast to, but I drink it all. So
whatever. I'm just going to take my happy ass home with my children and get them in the bed. I'm going to relax, y'all. I'm going to still create, but I'm going to relax tonight because that's what I need to do. Thank you,
Thank you for having
Erica,
me so much.
so much. Appreciate you. Thank you, Philly. Coming up next. Are they coming up next? Okay, so not coming up next. That's why Philly had me on forever. I don't think I've ever been on until almost 9 o'clock. But I'll take it because we
Okay.
had a lot to say today. We covered a lot of ground. Um, got a couple things coming up in February for y'all, so stay tuned for that. And I think that's it.
Yes.
I think that's it. All right. Philly, drop something for me, please, so I can get out of here. Whatever.
You're listening to Queen Fierce on the Queen Network right here on AYeeRadio.com. Thanks for tuning in each and every Wednesday from 6 to 8 p.m. Hey. Be careful. I am sharper than most. I will prick your mind and invigorate your intellect. I either turns up or turns on. There is no in between, no alternate direction. Stop trying to navigate me. I am one flip of the switch. I am go time. I am intrigue. I am the noun that fuels your curiosity. Who is she? Find out each and every Wednesday on the Queen Network right here on A Radio from 6 to 8 p.m. ARadio.com with your host, Queen Fierce. A.